G'day, we're back at Beach City Life and we're still at Myriad, and I have Cameron and Sam from Scooter Tutor. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah,
Great to be here.
Hey, how you doing?
Give him a chance. Okay. How's the event going?
Yeah, it's awesome so far. Like, unbelievable turnout. Really, really awesome to see the community coming together and just getting out and like seeing what's out here. It's great.
Yeah, loving every minute of it. It's good.
And whereabouts are you guys from, location-wise?
Here in Brizzy. Yeah, started here in Brizzy. Been here operating for about 10 years now. So, yeah, just starting to sort of pop up now, a bit bigger. But we're based here in Brisbane. Tutors sort of around the East Coast: Brizzy, Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Adelaide, and a few in Canberra.
That's a long way to ride your scooters.
There's only one scooter left, and it's tucked away under my house. But yeah, so it all started off with sort of me bouncing around on a scooter and teaching maths and physics and things like that. And so now there's 250 tutors sort of down the East Coast, and unfortunately no scooters left.
Everyone's driving cars, hiring Ubers, all of that.
However they can get there. Yeah.
Cool. So that's the model. You go to high school students, university students.
Yeah, mostly primary school and high school. We do a few, probably 10% of our business is in the university level, but you just obviously need a much higher quality, higher level of tutoring ability at that level, so the bulk of the work is in the primary and high school levels.
And so are these employees, contractors, how have you, I guess, expanded to be across so many cities?
So we actually employ all of the tutors. So that was a sort of big part of the business when I started it, was to ensure that we could maintain that quality. And so we took the steps to employ all of the tutors as casual staff. And I guess over the last sort of 12 months or so, we've been really streamlining that process so we can employ effectively and quickly.
So 10 years ago, you started up. How did it look when you started? Was it an app, a website?
Back in the day, Ken probably give you the best overview because he was the original Scooter Tutor. So
yeah, so I was doing engineering at uni, and it was just a bit of tutoring on the side to sort of make ends meet. Once I finished uni, I started working as an engineer. I had about 6 or 7 tutors at that point in time, and I had a really, really simple application that I'd built to sort of manage that. And I guess over the sort of following 5 years or so, as I continued to work, I continued to improve that platform. To the point where we can now manage the business that we have now, effectively. So it's really been driven out of laziness and not having the time to commit to the business that's allowed us to now have a business that we can run very efficiently.
Apparently laziness is good to help you improve an efficient business and systems, right? So are you a lazy person too?
I'd like to say that I'm not, but it probably drives a lot of my decisions, to be honest, because I get into something and I do it 5 or 10 times and I go, far out, that's too long. And I think it's good to be driven by things like that. If you're taking too long or it's too repetitive, and it's definitely something that drives our employment process, definitely with our internal roles, is we want people who can see a process that's really slow and monotonous and go, all right, how can I do that better? And I think there's nothing better than laziness that kind of drives that.
Cool. So on the lazy topic, do you do anything, physical or mentally, to help keep your mind clear outside of work? What's your undertaking?
Yeah, I've just recently got into float tanks. And
how good are float tanks?
Mate, that's the best thing I've ever discovered. I think I've only done it twice now, but I'm a lifetime subscriber. If I can ever get the coin to get one in my own house in the future, that is going to be there. But I think you always need things like that to just reset your mind, because it's very easy to get so focused and so involved in what you're doing every day, and it's really hard to disconnect. So it's definitely something that I struggled with over the last couple of years, is just not disconnecting from work. So whether it's meditation or reading or float tanks, things like that, that really helps.
And what about you, Cameron?
I have a young family on top of the business, so I don't really look at it as work and not work. It's just life. I really enjoy everything that we're doing with Scooter Tutor now. I'm full-time in it now. Sam's full-time in it now. So, it's Scooter Tutor and it's family, and to me it's sort of all the same sort of box.
So are you working 9 to 5, or do you just work when it need to?
Just working.
Yeah, but that's the entrepreneurial journey, right? Like, it allows you that opportunity to go, look, I can't do this. I can't do 9 to 12 today because my child's got a parade and they're getting a medal or a certificate, and so I really want to go there and see that. But then you possibly work later that night. So is that how you're managing that balance?
Yeah, so what you need to get done, and I think when you don't have someone sort of hovering over your shoulder telling you to go to work and telling you not to be at work, then you sort of just work as much as you need to work. But it's really important. It's very easy to fall into a trap where you forget about the things outside of work, like the family and all the rest of it. Where I find that I've found a really good balance in that space. Probably work more than most, but am able to find the balance with the family through the flexible nature of working for yourself.
So are you working from home, or you got an office that you go to?
Yeah, we have an office. So internally there's myself and there's 2 other developers, and then Sam's got himself and 2 other operations people. So we have a little office in Brisbane.
Yeah, so you don't have the kids running in behind you when you're on a Skype call like that dude the other day.
Yeah.
But that's okay now too, right? Like if you do want to start something and you want to work from home, then that's okay now, isn't it? Like I think we've overcome that stigma that's associated with that, I think.
Yeah, I think it's more about, your results and delivering something rather than how many hours are you working in the day. And so it's a big thing that we say to all of our new recruits, and when we're out in the market looking for new people to work with us, is we're not going to sit here and go, how many hours are you working in a day? But, as long as we're doing good stuff and we're delivering, you can do that from home, you can do it from the beach. Certainly where things are at today with the connected nature of everything, you can do almost everything that we do from anywhere. There's still a big personal aspect, which I think is important to still maintain. So having an office and having a central space where you can collaborate and share ideas quickly on the fly, face to face. But outside of that, we often say to the guys and girls, you can work from home, you can take the day off, you can have a holiday, no dramas. But as long as we're going forward and we're delivering things. So.
Great, I love that flexibility. I have that in my agency as well. I think that just gives a certain amount of respect, doesn't it, back? And while we are promoting that entrepreneurship is actually a journey and a path worth taking, we still need people to be in our business and work within our businesses, right? So it's kind of funny, like, oh yeah, entrepreneurship's great, go start a business, but please still stick around and work for us. But you want to promote entrepreneurship as well, right? And I think maybe that freedom helps promote that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I also think it's a really interesting one because there are a lot of businesses who are at the front end of that kind of movement where they're really supporting internal staff who have got other ideas, and they're sitting on these gold mines where if you don't support these internal people who just have great ideas, you're going to lose them to someone else who will support them. But I think there's a whole heap of businesses now, and you look at the support that you've got in an event like this and the people who are coming and supporting these events who are really, really driving that forward. But at the same time, I still think there's a lot of business who are lagging way behind where they're going to lose a lot of their great talent because they've got an awesome idea, but there's just no support internally. So I think we've made massive strides forward on that front, but I think there's still a long way to go in some sectors.
Yeah, great. I really love where that conversation goes with similar type of thinking. I'm in the float tanks and, the flexibility, and I'm sure we're listening to some very similar podcasts that I won't mention here, but yeah. Actually, just on how do you stay up to date? What's the way that you do that? Is it utilising technology or is it reading? How do you do that, Cameron?
I guess I'm a big reader. Like I'll read a lot of blogs, mostly through Medium, so it's difficult to sort of identify the authors, but big reader, and I guess it's just time in the driver's seat. You sort of just keep an eye open and watch what goes across the desk. Yeah.
And yourself?
I'm the same. It's I think Medium's a big resource for me, just finding interesting things, and I think it's so hard to just get rid of all the other things that you don't really care about, and so technology is sort of making that really easy. You can log onto Medium or Quora or things that keep you interested, and you can say, these are the sorts of things I'm interested in, and then you just get it. So that's what I really like.
Great, getting rid of the noise, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, guys. So if you would give yourself a bit of advice and call yourself up, 10 years ago and give yourself a bit of entrepreneurial advice, what would that be, Sam?
I honestly think the biggest thing is just taking that first step and just either with like pen on paper or buy the domain or just get some dodgy website up just so you've got something that says to yourself, oh, I've kind of committed to that idea and I've got to do it now. And I think as like a 19, 20-year-old uni student, if you go and fork out $500 for a domain and a website and something, then you've kind of committed a bit of cash at that age. And you know, kind of, I think that taking that first step and making something real happen outside of your brain, I think that would be my biggest piece of advice.
Cool. And what about yourself, Cameron? Your advice to yourself 10 years ago?
10 years ago. Yeah, so I guess having been in it for 10 years now, I think the biggest thing for me 10 years ago would have been the confidence to carry the business. So it took a long time to sort of build the business to a point where I guess I was comfortable, and it took a lot of a nudge from Sam to sort of say, let's take this seriously and move it into the next stage. So I'd say, yeah, just trust your gut, and if you're sitting on something, you're sitting on something. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, guys. It's been brilliant chatting to both of you.
Great chatting.
Well done, Cameron. All right, first of all, before we leave, we've got to do a little bit of dance. Let's go.